Why do you not float off into space when you jump, and why, when you knock a cup off a table, does it fall to the floor? The answer is gravity. Gravity is a force of attraction that pulls together all matter, anything you can touch. The gravitational pull of an object depends on how big it is and how close it is to the other object. This is why we come back down to Earth when we jump rather than getting pulled out into the sun, even though the sun is much bigger. We're much closer to the Earth. The scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, was the first one to describe the force of gravity. His ideas about gravity were inspired by watching an apple fall from a tree. Newton wondered what force made the apple fall downward instead of simply floating away. Gravity not only helps keep us on the ground, but gravity is also the force that keeps the Earth in orbit around the sun.
Believe it or not, all objects, if they are dropped from the same height, will hit the ground at the same time. For example, a shoe and a ping pong ball. Even though these objects are different sizes and weights, they will fall at the same speed. Mass, the size and weight of the objects, will not affect the speed at which they fall. When only gravity is acting on them, they will hit the ground at the same time. Still don't believe me? Watch our next video. As you can see, the ping pong ball and the shoe hit the ground at the same time.
Now it's time for a project. This marble maze by Sloth Stem shows how gravity affects the marble as it rolls down the track. They made their track out of cardboard, straws, and duct tape. Let's see what else we can use to make this project.
For my version of the marble maze, I used cardstock, which can typically be found inside the house, in the classroom, and candy canes, which also can be found around this holiday season. I arranged the candy canes on the cardstock paper with glue to create a maze for the marble to go through and a small candy cane at the bottom to catch the marble when it lands.
For my marble maze, I used cardboard, tape, colored paper, and wooden sticks. I made sure all my materials were things students would have at home as well as in the classroom. To make the maze, I had to bend the paper to make it more 3D so that it could be a track for the marble. I also had to create barriers at the beginning of each ramp to keep the marble on the right course. I wanted there to be a lot of movement and texture in the project, which is why I used a lot of different colors. The paper also makes the project brighter and more exciting.
For my Pinterest project model, I tried to use materials that children would be able to find in their own home, in case this assignment had to be completed virtually. So I used markers, scotch tape, a sticky note, a shoebox as my base, and a Mardi Gras bead that I cut apart and used one of as my marble that would move through the maze of markers. And it worked pretty well.